Students, today I am going to talk about renal failure, which is also the part of syllabus of pathophysiology. So today we will discuss about renal failure. So what is renal failure? The name itself indicates renal failure is a dysfunction of kidneys in the human body. And before discussing about the renal failure, I will discuss about functions of kidneys in the human body. So what are the functions of kidneys in the human body? Kidneys in the human body firstly meant for formation of urine, and the second function excretion of waste material from human body through the urine, and the third function, it is useful for maintenance of acid base balance, and the fourth function, it is useful for maintaining the balance of water and electrolytes in the human body. The other functions of kidney can be classified into, it is useful for producing the hormone erythropoietin, and it is useful for formation of RBC in the human body. And the other function of kidneys in the human body, it is also meant for formation of active form of vitamin D. So all these are the some of the functions performed by kidney in the human body. And dysfunction of kidney in the human body can be called as renal failure. Okay. And what are the factors responsible for renal failure? The factors which are responsible for renal failure can be classified into first function or first factor. The factor can be in the form of, firstly it can be in the form of pre-renal cases responsible for renal failure, and the causes can be in the form of intrarenal causes responsible for renal failure. Okay. And the third factor which is responsible for renal failure can be in the form of post-renal causes responsible for renal failure. And first one, what is pre-renal causes? As a part of pre-renal causes, some kind of conditions like myocardial ischemia or cardiac arrhythmias or dysfunction of cardiac system in the human body, or it may be some kind of ischemia happen to the blood vessels outside the kidney can be responsible for renal failure, which can be included under the pre-renal causes. And coming to the intrarenal causes. So what are intrarenal causes? This is nothing but some blood vessels like veins and arteries or capillaries present in the kidney subjected to the ischemia, now responsible for intrarenal causes. Okay. And coming to the post-renal causes. So what are post-renal causes? Those causes are nothing but the blocks happen within the urinary system. That can be in the form of blocks present in ureters, or some kind of blocks happen in the urinary bladder, or sometimes of blocks present in the collecting ducts of a kidney is now responsible for renal failure. So all these are some of the causes classified into pre-renal causes, classified into intrarenal causes, and also classified into post-renal causes which are responsible for renal failure. Okay, and what are the components involved in the renal failure? In general, the components involved in the renal failure can be in the form of glomerulus. They may be damage to the glomerulus or glomeruli, or they may be damage happen to the pelvis portion of kidney, or it may be renal tubules. There may be damage happen to the renal tubules. Now these are involved. These are the components involved in the renal failure. Mostly glomeruli or pelvis or renal tubules, which is also part of nephron, which are also the part of nephron, which are the functional units of kidney. The damage may be involved. Accordingly, the renal failure may be happened in the body. Okay, and coming to the types of renal failure. The types of renal failure can be classified into, first one classified into acute renal failure, and second type of renal failure can be classified into chronic renal failure. So what is acute renal failure? The name itself indicates the failure is sudden, and now it is known as acute renal failure. Kidneys function become suddenly problem, and suddenly it stops the normal functioning. Now it is classified into acute renal failure. And chronic renal failure. So what is chronic renal failure? This is the renal failure which is progressive in nature and which is continuous in nature. Now it is classified into chronic renal failure. Okay. And coming to the acute renal failure. So this kind of acute renal failure, it may be because of certain types of infections, certain types of bacterial infections happen to the kidney, causing the glomerulitis or causing the pyelonephritis responsible for development of acute renal failure. Okay, some types of infections like streptococcal infections may cause infection to the components of kidney, particularly the glomeruli present in the kidney is affected, or maybe the pelvis, or maybe the renal tubules present in the kidney may be infected with some kind of bacteria or viruses, now responsible for development of acute renal failure, where the kidney suddenly stop working, now classified into acute renal failure. And the conditions in the acute renal failure can also be classified into anuria, and also classified into oliguria. So what is oliguria? So oliguria is a condition happened in the acute renal failure when the amount of urine output is reduced to 50 to 250 ml per day of a person. Now it is classified into oliguria. So what is anuria? When the amount of urine is reduced to less than 50 ml per day, now the condition is classified into anuria. Okay, so this kind of anuria or oliguria finds to be the important symptom of acute renal failure. Okay, and acute renal failure may also be happen in other conditions like hypovolemia, and other conditions like myocardial infarctions, and other conditions like traumatic kidney damage. So that is what is hypovolemia. When the amount of blood volume is reduced in the body, the amount of blood reaching to the kidney is reduced. The condition is known as hypovolemia. So under the hypovolemic condition, okay, there may be chance of occurring acute renal failure. And in case of myocardial infarction, when the heart is not properly working, it is unable to send sufficient amount of blood to the kidney. Now again there is a chance of development of acute renal failure, and it is also because of traumatic kidney damage. Suddenly the person may met with the accidents, his kidney may be subjected to the damage, and now the condition can be in the form of acute renal failure. So these are also the some of the causes which are responsible for acute renal failure. Okay. And coming to the condition now classified into chronic renal failure. So what is chronic renal failure? Which is progressive in nature, and chronic renal failure is a continuous process happened in the body, and chronic renal failure may be because of some kinds of diseases in the body. Particularly when you see the chronic disease like diabetes, this kind of diabetes is now responsible for development of diabetic nephropathy, affecting the nephrons in the body and leading to the chronic renal failure. Okay, and the stages of chronic renal failure can also be classified. So what are the stages of chronic renal failure? The stages of chronic renal failure can be classified into diminished renal reserve, and renal insufficiency, and also classified into end stage renal reserve. So coming to the first stage of chronic renal failure, which is also known as diminished renal reserve. So this is the condition because of some types of diseases, chronic diseases happened in the body. Now the kidney is slowly damaged in the body, and now the nephrons, nearly some 75% of nephrons are working in the body. Some 25% of nephrons become lost in the body. The condition is now called as simply diminished renal reserve. Under this condition, the functions of kidney is said to be normal because the remaining 75% of nephrons in the body take part the function of damaged nephron functions in the human body. Now classified into diminished renal reserve. No symptoms appear in this condition in the human body because the lost function has been taken up by the functioning nephrons of the body. And coming to the next stage, now classified into renal insufficiency. So when the damage of nephron percentage is further increased, now the condition is second stage of chronic renal failure, classified into renal insufficiency. And during this stage, we can notice the symptoms of renal failure in the human body, where we can see buildup of waste products in the blood circulation like urea or creatinine now deposited within the serum of a chronic renal failure people. Okay, and now these symptoms appear to be an indication of chronic renal failure. And the third stage is now classified into end stage renal reserve, and this is the stage where the person, nearly some 75% of nephron has been dysfunction in the human body, and during this stage the person may be in need of dialysis. Okay, that is the person has to go for dialysis therapy, and they has to filter their blood plasma. Okay, so this stage is now classified into end stage renal reserve. Otherwise, during this condition, there is a need for replacement of kidney in the human body. Now, this stage of chronic renal failure is classified into end stage renal reserve. Okay, and what are the overall symptoms of renal failure in the body? So, when we look into the overall symptoms of renal failure in the body, the symptoms can be classified into four symptoms. The symptom can be in the form of decreased urine output, and the second symptom of renal failure can be in the form of hyperkalemia. Okay, and the symptoms can be in the form of azotemia, and the symptoms can be in the form of hyperuricemia. Okay, and the symptoms can be in the form of extra-renal symptoms, extra-renal symptoms, and these extra-renal symptoms are in the form of anemia, and extra-renal symptoms are in the form of osteomalacia, and extra-renal symptoms can also be in the form of deposition of urinary pigment, in the skin, that is integumentary symptom appear in the human body. So the symptoms can be now in the form of decreased urine output. Whether it is an acute renal failure, chronic renal failure, the first symptom appeared may be in the form of reduced urine output by the patient. Okay. And since the kidneys in the body filter the blood plasma, excrete the waste material in the blood or in the serum, and it eliminates the waste material through the urine, and the urine output may be nearly some 1000 ml, maybe nearly some 1000 to 2000 ml per day. But the amount of urine output in case of acute renal failure, chronic renal failure, the amount of urine output has been reduced. This is the first symptom of renal failure. And the second symptom can be in the form of hyperkalemia. Lot of potassium ions retained in the body, and this kind of potassium ions now leads to the hyperkalemia. Hyperkalemia is responsible for producing several kinds of cardiovascular disorders in the body as a part of renal failure. And the condition is also called as azotemia, because most of the waste materials, that is the protein metabolism, as a part of protein metabolism, several kinds of waste materials are generated in the body, and those materials can be like urea, those materials can be nitrogen containing compounds like uric acid or creatinine. All these components usually eliminate through the urine, but they retain. In case of renal failure, they retain in the body and leads to the condition that is known as azotemia, which is also said to be toxic to the human body. Okay, and hyperuricemia, accumulation of high amount of uric acid in the body, which is known as hyperuricemia. Okay, the condition is also called as anemia, because kidneys in the body forms the functional form of vitamin D, calcitriol. In failure of kidney, the active form of vitamin D is not formed. Okay, active form of vitamin D is not formed, and vitamin D, because not formed properly, there is no absorption of calcium in the body, leading to the condition osteomalacia and anemia. So kidneys form the component erythropoietin hormone. Failure kidney cannot form the erythropoietin hormone, leading to the anemia. And coming to the urinary pigment, deposition of urinary pigment, that is urochrome is built within the skin or integumentary system. Now the symptom appears in case of renal failure. Okay, so all these are the symptoms of renal failure. The symptoms can be in the form of decreased urine output, hyperkalemia, azotemia, hyperuricemia. Extra-renal symptoms are in the form of anemia, in the form of osteomalacia, in the form of urinary pigment deposition over the skin. Besides this, the important symptom of that is observed in the renal failure can be in the form of cardiac dysfunction, because failure kidney gives overload to the heart in the human body. Because the failure kidney, in case of failure kidney, electrolytes like sodium or other electrolytes like potassium, they may be built within the human body and leads to the accumulation of water in the human body, leading to the edema, providing increased workload to the heart, leading to the failure of heart in the human body. And the functions can be, the other important symptom of renal failure can also be in the form of respiratory function. Lot of water may be deposited in the respiratory system, giving the workload to the respiratory system in the body. Heart as well as the respiratory system. The respiratory system becomes failure in case of renal failure. Okay. In case of respiratory system, there may be chance of development of pulmonary edema, and in case of cardiovascular system, related to the renal failure, there may be increased overload for the heart to circulate the additional volume of water that is retained in the body. So those find to be dysfunction in case of renal failure. So all these are the some of the symptoms of renal failure. Okay, simply renal failure is a dysfunction of kidneys in the body, and which can be classified into acute renal failure, which can be classified into chronic renal failure. Acute is sudden in nature, chronic is progressive in nature. Okay, and again the components involved in the renal failure can be in the form of renal components, that is glomeruli or nephron or renal tubules, and again the extrarenal components can be heart, and the components can be the respiratory system or ischemia, etc. Okay, and the symptoms can be in the form of urine output reduction, hyperkalemia, azotemia, hyperuricemia, extrarenal symptoms, anemia, osteomalacia, urinary pigment deposition, and hyper. And in the case of renal failure, we can also see the systemic acidosis because of deposition of high amount of hydrogen ions within the blood circulation, which can result in systemic acidosis. High amount of hydrogen ions now leads to the damage of tissue components. So all these are symptoms of renal failure. Hope you understood this lecture. Okay, and we go with new topic in the next video. Thank you very much.